Okay, here I am back again. It's Kim. So, my camera cut off because I forgot to delete the other video, plus I have all those books on there. So what I've done, I have two batches. What I did was I took, well, I'm going to go ahead and finish this one, and I'll walk through this one with you. So anyway, I went ahead and I added some of the ground up little soap bits here, you know, so it has that little bit of, you know, faux moss look to it. Well, first thing what I did was, well, I'll do it on the next one. Let me just finish this one. So now what I'm doing is I'm taking some of my little clumps of soap bits that I put through a garlic press. They are just some soap that I had left over from that I had poured into some cupcake molds that were leftover batter that I had extra. Next time I'll probably go ahead and make some specific to this, but I have plenty for right now of this one. And so what I did was it worked out best. See how when it's real like little like this, that really worked out the best for me. But it's when I would press it through the mold and I would just barely press it through, and then I would take this knife and I would slide it off and kind of smush it together as I slid it onto my tray to hold it. That really worked out better than just running it through the garlic press all along. But see, the reason why I'm doing it like this is because I wanted to have some of the bits to where, like on moss, how it has the stringy bits. Well, I wanted to have some of that on here, as well as the mixture of all the other. And this is actually, like I said, tarragon, and I think that's all tarragon in there, and I think there might be some herbes de Provence mixed in there with it. And all I did was just set these to kind of set up together on the tray. Once I get these in place, then I'm going to go ahead and add the little flowers. But I actually think I have enough of this green stuff, this faux moss, for a couple of more batches. See, that was a mess up right there, but who cares? I'll put some flowers over the top. And it'll dust off anyway whenever I cut it. Let me just grab that off. See, they fell apart. Okay, let me see. If I don't use the knife to pick it up, they're fragile, so they want to come apart. Once they come apart in here, I don't care. Let me add a few more. Okay, so let me go ahead and add some of the little flowers. I have to kind of squish them in because when you go to cut it, otherwise they want to pop out. It's better that I'd rather have them mushed in and have some of the batter come up around them than to have them fall off. Oh, I love this. I love this so much. Well, I love these books, and so, just like I love The Discovery of Witches, but I listened to them like for over a year, and that series ended, and so my friend on Facebook kept guilting me into trying to listen to Outlander because she's been a fan of that for years, and I was like, oh, I don't want to get into another series. You know, and especially a long one, and I wasn't sure how I'd like it. I'd listened to the audio sample, and I didn't think I was going to like the way the lady did it, but she is incredible. The fact that the first book came out 22 years ago, and she still, you know, does the characters' voices and everything the same, and she's very consistent in the way she does her characters, that means a lot to me. And so I really, really love the story, aside from that, just that whole going back in time and the whole family and all that, you know, and the adventure. I always loved like Braveheart and all those. So anyway, that's kind of like what I'm going to do. Okay, so now what I'll show you all how I did it. So I have this sea sponge, and I have a little bit of French green clay in here. And so just to make it not so perfect, it's a little bit harder now than the other side because I had to upload the other video and all that so I could empty it off my phone. Someday I'll have a good camera. Okay, so that just kind of takes away the smoothness of it. And then I took some, what is this? Oh yeah, Dead Sea mud grains. And I just kind of spritzed it on there just to give it some dusty texture to it. And a mottled look, I guess you would say. Mottled. And I'm going to go ahead and just hit it one more time with this. Okay, and then I went ahead and I took a little bit of extra fine pumice and went over the top just for that. I love it. I love the way this stuff feels in my Pompeii soap. Okay, let me just go over that too, just to make sure it's not just sitting on the top. Okay, so then I went ahead and I added some tarragon. Just kind of in a zigzaggy pattern. And then I'm taking a little bit of my ground up soap here and just kind of putting it in sections. I get about 7 bars, I think, per mold, because if I do 3 of these, I get 21 bars, so that's good. I just didn't do that this time because I wasn't sure how it was going to be, but I knew I wanted to make more than 7 bars, that was for sure. Okay, so there's my basic mossy stuff, and then just to add a little bit more of the texture, I'm going to go ahead. I really do like the clumps that I made that are like that. I don't know if you can see it. That are the shorter ones. I really like those a lot. In comparison to, see these taller ones? I let them, I don't know if you can see it, the little taller ones, those are a little bit more, see, they fall apart easier. Yeah, I have 6 blends, or 6 different batches of soap that oh, see, I don't like the way that one looks. That I'm going to do for this series. One is going to be called Dragonfly and Amber, and and it's a amber blend. None of them are just straight up out of the bottle. I mixed other stuff with them just to make them more unique. I'm still working on the main characters. I have to order a whiskey scent. I need a whiskey scent, so I haven't finished his yet. Claire, the main character, hers is going to be a herb and white, a real garden herb type of scent and white musk. And then I have one called Indigo, which back in the 18th century they used to use indigo dye a lot, and there was plantations and they imported it from the West Indies, and I don't know, there was just something about it that stood out to me in the book when they always mentioned it. So it's just like a block of like cobalt blue dye, but I like the way it looked, so I looked it up because it's actually a plant, and it's a natural dye, and they said it smelled like, well, first of all, they said it stunk really bad when it was wet, but then once you started using it, it smelled like, kind of like patchouli, like earth and, forgot what else they said. Earth, oh yeah, earth and grass. And so I mixed up something to go with that, which is going to have patchouli and amber musk, and what else is in there? And sweetgrass. And then what's the other one? I don't know. I think that's it for right now. Anyway, so that's what I do with this. There's my little patches. And then I just add my little flowers to it. These are real small compared to my normal size flowers that I make. A couple weeks ago I sat and, like I said, whenever I posted on my Facebook page, it's best if you're going to try to pipe flowers, it's really best if you only make 8 ounces of batter at a time. That's all I work with, because anytime I've ever like tried to make a whole bunch, or I thought, oh, well, I'm going to make a whole pound's worth. Oh gosh, it would get hard and ugly. You know what I mean? The batter would set up too quick. It just didn't work out. So it's better if you can always make more batter to work with, but you can't. You know, it's a waste if you just it starts getting to where you have a difficult time with it. So it's just better to go ahead and just make 8 ounces and work with it first, because I get tons of little flowers out of 8 ounces of batter. You'd be surprised. I am so thrilled with this. It really turned out like I wanted. I'm happy I did the combination with going ahead and making the little garlic press parts too, because it gives it that stringy look to it, you know, like the way real moss looks. My son he never gets it when I'm recording something to shut up. I hear him in there laughing with his friends on his computer, and it just drives me crazy. Okay, so anyway, here is standing stones. They're going to be cut like this into 7 bars. The underneath side I'll cut off about I don't know, about a 1/4 inch, and then those are cut into 2. For every bar I get 14 samples and 7 bars with each of these molds. I love this whole setup now. It's so much easier than trying to use those slab molds. I don't know, I just love it a lot more. Anyway, so this is it. I'm going to come back in a little bit after I upload this, and I'm going to show you, I'm making one called Fernando, and that's for my Sentimental Secretorum. Thank you for watching.